It seems to me that we are now letting anyone and everyone gladly walk into this country, and if you say anything about it, they will call you, of course, a racist or a Nazi. Take a look at a little bit of a compilation of videos that are just from the last week, what's going on at our border.
I love you, Joe Biden. Thank you for everything, Joe Biden. I'm a good person. I want to be a good person here in the United States.
I came here because I want quality life. You know, America is a land of opportunity.
Asra, what happened to what it says on the Statue of Liberty? Something about you're poor, you're tired, you're huddled masses. These people all look relatively young. They look relatively healthy and well-fed. Most of them, the large percentage of them, are male. We don't do any vetting on any of these people. It's very nice that he thinks America's pretty great. He actually thinks America's better than most progressives seem to think it is. But you can't not have a border.
No, you have to have a border. And having traveled many borders, I know how hard it is to cross them. You know, I have tried to cross between India and Pakistan. Not easy. Into Afghanistan.
I bet you that one's not
right.
easy, yeah.
It was not easy. Do you know what I mean? I was at the corner of India at the China border. I wasn't going to be able to take a step into China. You know, it just doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. Like, we have allowed such a porous system. And as an immigrant, I can testify to everything that we just heard about the beauty of America. The world over wants to come here, except for the progressives that want to exactly taint our beautiful nation. But we must be a nation of laws. And ultimately, what is the connective tissue in all of this? There is an ideology happening, sweeping through this nation, in which it is transforming the identities of children, allowing the identity of what it means to be an American to be hijacked, and ultimately waging war with those that should be our friends, such as the Jews and Israel. And so it is a hijacking of America from every front, from our inner selves to our external relations with our allies, and then our borders. And the truth of the matter is that there is a political motivation, right? There's a motivation to try to change demographics in congressional districts. And we have to be really clear about that. You know, this isn't some altruistic effort that's happening. There's multi-million-dollar organizations that are leading these caravans, allowing the registration then to voting, taking away identity rules when it comes to voting. There's a trajectory that is meant to ultimately inform seats in Congress and who the identity of our politician will be in the White House. And so let's not be, naive, I think, and we certainly aren't here at the round table, but let us not allow this nation to be hijacked as it is today.
So, John, I think you're probably on board the sentiment there about a nation being hijacked. But again, I want to just bring it to the law enforcement part for you, because that's your specialty. So it's sort of a same question that I asked you about the NYPD. But when you see the border guards there and they're just letting them through, and sometimes they're literally opening up the door. There's a door on some of these fences. They open up a door. They let 12 people through. Then they say, wait a second. They tell them, go that way to Chicago, go that way to San Diego. I mean, I'm literally not making this stuff up. What is going on with that chain of command? And do you have sympathy for the guys that are there? I kind of sympathize with them. I don't know how they can do their job when they're being basically told not to.
Yeah, look, a very good friend of mine was Border Patrol Intel. He's now with Homeland Security. He's an agent there. But he was back there about 15, 20 years ago, and the situation was bad then, you know. But not like it is today. The rank and file, not like the FBI. The FBI rank and file now is very woke, and they are in lockstep with guys like Chris Wray. So when guys like Sean Hannity go to rank and file, it's nonsense. It's getting worse in the Bureau. But the Border Patrol These guys want to do their job. Let me just say one thing about that video. So we watch that video as Americans, as conservatives, we get enraged, right? At 30,000 foot level, we see all these people pouring across a fence. Something, not much scares me that I watch. Something in that video scared me. I watched just now about 20 Chinese fighting age males, and more than a few of them, but a dozen of them, were very comfortable standing at military parade rest while waiting to be processed or turned around. That should be concerning. If that's their default stance, that should be concerning that many Chinese fighting age males came through a fence, came through a hole in a fence.